And I think I really need a new jingle, because the Last Minute Laura show starts with a song. But I don't have a new jingle yet. So good morning. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Last Minute Laura morning show. For those of you that didn't see yesterday, I picked you a bouquet of flowers. So for all of you, I picked some pretty not smelly pink ones. I've got buttercups in here, pretty anemones. We've got daisies, irises, these pretty pink ones that I really like. They're little, but they're pretty. So good morning, and hold on, snow in summer? Snow of summer? Something to do with snow. Candace knows, she told me. But anyway, flowers for you. So good morning, I hope you like your flowers. Good morning, Candace, good morning, Dave, good morning, Katina, and good morning, Nancy. Nice to see you all here. For those of you that don't know, for those of you who are new, I'm Laura, this is the Last Minute Laura morning show. We get together every morning, we have our tea. Mine has a marshmallow in it because life hack, put a marshmallow in your coffee or tea. It's where it's at. Good morning, Sid. Nice to see you this morning as well. So yeah, what was I saying? For those of you that are new, I'm Laura. This is the Last Minute Laura morning show. We get together every morning. We have tea, 8 a.m. until 9:30 Eastern time, and then we get together again in the afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time, where we do something crafty. Right now, we are in the process of working on a lacy, easy crochet vest. I feel like my tension is slightly shifting, but that's all right. We're working on a crocheted vest, which is going to be super fun, lacy, breezy, great for summer. Thank you, lovely flowers. I'm glad you like them. Looking radiant. Thank you. Is it a peacock dress? It just looks wow. No other way of articulation. Well, thank you. It was like $5 several years ago. One of my favorites. It's floor length, which again, love. Oh yes, thank you, Katina. You look beautiful as always. Loving the flower. Reason being, when I take flowers from outside, I added a few irises this morning. I grabbed them and I shook them like in case of spider. That's how I did it. And then this one fell off and I was like, well, I can't just leave it. So instead I'm feeling like extra summery. Whisper, good morning, Barb. Nice to see you this morning. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button, and the links to support me are all in the description. One of those links being Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support the channel, blah, 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 blah. You know the things. So this morning, while we hang out, I am going to be working on a mending project. My sweet Alex somehow tore just below. I'm guessing that is something to do with pulling on the zipper too hard, but there's a hole in the lower area of these pants. So I am going to patch it. I said I would several days ago and then I just didn't. So I'm gonna do it now because we're here and I think it's a good time to. Where are my skizzers? Where's my skizzers? Scissors, where are you? There they are. Gosh. Well, that's a natural flower. It's fastened with, I just tucked it into the elastic. My hair's in a little ponytail, and you can pull it out because it's just tucked in. There's nothing securing it. It's just one of the irises, but it broke off right at the thing. So I have a hair elastic, and I just tucked her in. Tried to tuck it in a way that looked cute. There we go. Good morning, Sadie. Nice to see you this morning. And Lori, I didn't see Lori come in yet, but good morning, Lori. If you're here, good morning. And good morning, Tracy. Nice to see you as well. I'm glad you guys are here. So, yeah. I don't know what color. I think I'm going to use green thread. I thought this was more of a brown camo, and I was just going to use black thread, but it actually has quite a bit of green in it. So I think I'm going to use my dark green thread, and I'm just going to put a little patch on the inside. You won't see it. It's just for a little extra structure. Nothing too substantial. So this morning when I let the chickens out around 5:30, I didn't let Poppy out. Instead, I put Poppy, oh, good morning, Frida. Just came from a swim. Okay, what's the temperature? Or wash. Careful not to attract any of them. Well, this one, luckily, that's not true. They do fly around, but I'm not bothered by them. For the most part, they don't bother me. But good morning, Frida. It's true, though, in some of my floral dresses, which is most of my dresses, like let's be honest. I do find that there ends up being a bit more attention by the little buzzy friends. What am I going to do here? I think I'll do it inside out. That'll be a better way. So, love your dress, very peacock vibes. It does have some kind of peacocky type vibe, but it's not actually like feathers. It's just like mandala patterns repeated, but I like it. Magical in the lake. What's the temperature there today, Frida? You know what it's coming to today in southern Ontario? We are getting a high of 29 degrees Celsius prior to the humidity being accounted for. So with humidity, they're expecting 40 degrees Celsius today, which is, it's a little bit too many degrees Celsius for Laura. I mean, like, I'm not gonna complain really, because I'd rather have 40 above versus 40 below, but I mean, I don't know that it's like time for this yet, Mother Nature. Like, kind of rude if I'm honest, but at the same time, I prefer it to the cold. But I feel bad for my chickens because they probably do not like the heat. I know Clover absolutely does not like the heat. Ditto for tomorrow. No, really, Candace? I thought tomorrow we were getting a big thunderstorm. That's what I was banking on. Today my plan is to film. I want to get most of the filming of that museum video done. Hopefully. Come on. Do you ever like say rude things to inanimate objects and then you're like, really? This is just me being impatient? I'm like, come on, thread. Go through the eye of this needle. But really, if I just had like a less shaky hand, it wouldn't be a big deal. I remember a teacher at school getting stung by a wasp on her knee. Ugh. You know, I feel like what would be worse is stepping on one, because you'd be like traumatized forever. Getting stung on your leg or on your arm, it's like, okay, I can see it. It's not as, whereas stepping on something and getting stung, like poor Thunder, he sniffles through the grass because he's a dog. And oh my goodness, one time on like the first, maybe the second summer that we had him, he sniffed a bee and his little nose, he got stung on his little nose. So now when he sniffs around and a bug is in his path, he like jumps out of the way because his little nose got stung. I feel like getting stung on the, like in the mouth or on the feet, I feel like those are the two places where I would be like very unhappy. I feel like hands, arms, I can handle, but like, for example, I have a cousin who there was a bee in a straw. Like, that was happened. If you don't check on your pop for a long time and you have a straw in your pop to eat it, to drink it, it's got sugar in it, bees might go in there being like, kind of smells like sugar, maybe it's a flower. I don't know how I would recover from that sort of thing. That would really mess me up, I believe, because just no, just a hard no for that one. Stepping on and or mouth-related stings are a no-no for Laura. Fold it round the tip, then thread it, as it keeps all the ends together and it won't split when you're trying to thread it. Fold it around the tip. Yep, that makes sense because it'll hold it folded. That was a good call, Sadie. I definitely did not do that this time because I didn't read that message till after, but that makes sense. Especially I'm doing a double thickness here. So I'm just doing the initial stitching together, nothing too fancy, just like a seam closing stitch because the tear is mostly along the seam. And then I'm just going to reinforce it after it's stitched together so you won't even see the reinforcements. I got stung under my eye when I was a kid, but I'm a flapper now, so I've not been stung since. Yeah, I'm a hold still as long as possible and then flap out dramatically when the bee isn't understanding that me standing still is supposed to mean go away. Anyway, what I was saying earlier was Poppy, when I let all the chickens out at 5:30, I caught Poppy first. I went into the coop and closed the door behind me and I scooped Poppy up, and then I put her in the chicken tractor, which is an A-frame of wood with chicken wire on all of the rectangular sides of, it's a triangular prism with the sides of the triangular prism being made of chicken wire. it has a sheltered side and a non-sheltered side, so they can have sun and grass and whatever. But I put her in there so that she won't escape, because she does that every morning. And now Lori, I hadn't even thought of it fully. Like, I thought maybe she's going somewhere, like, because she's used to running away. That's what her owner said, is that she's an escape artist. She's going away to lay her egg for sure, because she laid one egg on the first day she was here, and that was it. Other than that, she hasn't, and she's been here like a week now, so she definitely should be laying eggs by now, and she's not. So she is. She's just doing it not here. So she's currently cooped up in the chicken tractor. She's very unhappy about it. She has food and water in there, so it's not like she's actually struggling, but wow, is she ever, she's pacing and barking at the other chickens, and just, she is not a happy camper. She wants to go escape so she can lay her egg, but I've decided she will be let out once her egg is laid. And I'm gonna do that every morning until it becomes a normal thing for her to lay her egg here. I don't want her to lay her egg away. A, because it's gonna attract more pests, because they're going to find eggs, which are delicious. And B, because I want the egg. Hello, she's a pet, but she's a pet with a function. She's a pet whose job is to lay eggs. Plus, she's not that friendly, so like, I feel like she needs to lay eggs to earn her rent, pay her rent. Does anybody use bee sting lip gloss? I've tried it. Yes, I've tried it. I don't think it was the one that I used, I don't know that it was bee sting. It might have been like cayenne pepper or something, but it was a mouth tingly one that makes your lips grow. It's very ineffective. It just makes your lips red, like as if you ate something you're allergic to, and then it goes away after like half an hour. So it's not very effective. Maybe for like a photo shoot, if you needed to look a little poutier, fine, but I don't think it's like an actual solution. Got stung in the back of the neck, Whisper says, because my sister-in-law wrapped an arm. Oh no, and there was a bee in between the two of you. Yuck. I got stung last summer on the back of my leg, and my dad is like pretty allergic to bees. Bless you, bless you. Not like diagnosed allergic, just like he gets very swollen, and like when that happened last, we were like, this is kind of worrisome. You're very swollen. So he's allergic, and I was out in the back of our field, like collecting, I don't know, rocks or seeds or something, and maybe it was flowers. It doesn't matter. It was the back of a wildflower field, and I was enjoying my time. And then I got stung. Oh, I remember, I was collecting those wild black raspberries. Anyway, I got stung on the back of the leg, and I was like, ow, like this sucks. And I knew what it was, so I didn't freak out. Like, it was a bee sting or some animal with a stinger sting. Not too worried about it. But then it started swelling up, and I like looked at my leg, and my calf looked like very muscular. And for those of you that don't know, my calves are not very muscular. So I was like, this isn't right. And then I was like in the middle of the field being like, oh my God, what if I'm allergic? And then I start going into like anaphylactic shock, and I'm all alone in the field, and Alex knew I was supposed to be in the backyard, but I didn't tell him I was going on like a walk. So I'm gonna die in a field. And so I rushed home, and then nothing happened because it was just a bee sting. But I'm still glad that I rushed home, because I don't know. My dad is allergic and he wasn't. So I figure better safe than sorry. That being said, I'm not overly allergic to any, or not allergic, I'm not overly reactive to any bug bites or stings, luckily, at this point in my life. So I'm hoping that that stays that way, because no thank you. I don't want to, on top of being worried about being stung, I don't want to have to be worried about being stung. You know what I'm saying? Like being stung already sucks. Where is the little patch of fabric? There it is. Erg. Erg. Aw, thanks, Miss. Thank you. I would say that I like did a lot, but to be honest, this is just like a one-piece dress. So it's kind of a sham, a scam. It makes it look like I did a whole bunch, but really, that's the trick. Girls and boys who like to wear dresses, and really anybody who likes to wear dresses are a way to make it look like you put an outfit together when you really, really did not put an outfit together. Which is me today, because I know that after this I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm wearing for the museum video. I haven't fully decided. I'm trying to decide, like, it's a 2-day video and I'm trying to decide, should I put the same outfit on for 2 days for the video, or should I have a different outfit for the second day? Part of me thinks different outfit for the second day so that it's clear it's a second day, but then the other part is like, or the same outfit because continuity, you know? I don't know. Also, good morning, Dina. Nice to see you this morning. Frida Dave Weird. I'm forgoing with what you already have, whatever part. Hold on. Yeah, I was shocked when on lunch one day with a colleague and she put bee sting lip gloss on. Imagine it must sting. It's not a great reason to consume bees. Yeah, it's not a great reason to consume bees, I don't think, especially because it would be cool if they could like figure out what the compound is and then just recreate the compound like they do for fruit flavors. Did you know that raspberry has like a chemical compound that they can recreate with chemicals and it makes the flavor of raspberries? That's what they do for like when it's an artificial flavor added. It's like it's like they break down what the actual fruit's chemical compounds are and then they recreate them with like the chemical compounds in a lab. So it's still the same structure as the fruit flavor that you know, like a raspberry, but it's not from a raspberry. I think that's so cool. Super weird. Dresses are the best. Heck yeah, they are. Honestly, it took me a long time to love them again. When I was like at my heaviest, it was like chafe nation. It was not ideal. I always had to wear shorts underneath dresses. And then I realized like dresses are where it's at. I don't know. I love them. Now I love them. I mean, I am knock-kneed, so my legs are never gonna not rub together, but now they don't do it in a way that's upsetting, I guess. Does everyone have their snack and or meal? I have a tea, an orange pico tea with a marshmallow in it, which is a really good idea. Hi Sadie, garden is doing fine, taking a lot of work though. Oh, Nancy, I actually have something to tell you this morning. Last night, Alex and I both woke up at 2 a.m. or Alex woke up at 2 a.m. and it woke me up. And then I got up because I was like, well, he's up, so I'll get up. And we were just looking out the window because, you know, there's pests that have been enjoying breaking into the chicken fenced area. They're not really breaking in, they're climbing the fence. So, I mean, breaking in means something else to me. Like, they didn't cause any damage, they're just like wandering around. And guess who I saw in the yard creeping towards the chicken coop? A cat! The cat is back! The cat is back! Good morning, Scrappy. So Nancy, Alex moved the shelter because he's been cutting trees. The shelter's behind the chicken coop. And he moved it because he's been cutting the pine trees that we have so that their branches are, the lowest branches are higher than our head, so that hopefully the raccoons won't really want to, like, hang out here. So he moved the shelter, and this is the first time I've seen her since I built the shelter. This is the first time I've seen her again. And it definitely looks like she had her kittens because she's smaller now, much smaller. She still looks like a kitten, honestly. She looks 6 months old. But she doesn't have, like, visibly, she's not nursing kittens at this time. And, like, I know it's 2 in the morning. How could you have seen that much? Because I was accustomed to the darkness, A, and B, we have backyard lights, so I could see her. And yeah, we saw the cat again. Unfortunately, she was, like, creeping towards the coop in a way that looked kind of stalky. But yeah, she's back. So I think she's using the shelter. So I'm not putting cat food in it yet because we have the raccoons that we still have to deal with. But I am putting water. I'm putting fresh water by it. So hopefully she is like, oh, it's still here. Just because the trees are different, I can still hang out here. So that's awesome. So it's actually serving its function now, basically. But I guess now it's also not, like, super new. So maybe she's had time to, like, see it. Hold on. Scrappy, good morning. And Lush has a very luxurious jasmine smelling powder for just such a chafing situation. Very true. I never found any of those things like baby powder or like talc or cornstarch or whatever. They didn't work for me. And maybe it's because I didn't do it right, question mark. But yeah, I found what worked better for me was just wearing a pair of like leggings or shorts or tights underneath. And Miss, you made a sweater. Hold on, let me read that comment again. I only saw the beginning of it. Laura, I've made a sweater like yours, the striped one. Where can I send you the pic? I would love if you add it to our Discord page. Yes, exactly, guys.
Bye, Laura.
Oh, bye. Drive safe, honey.
Oh,
and drive very safe. Don't take the highway. Because our car brakes are broken. Alex is taking our car to the mechanic today because he found an appointment for today, which is awesome. So hopefully by the end of the day when Alex comes home, we'll have functioning brakes. That would be great. Post car accident. Oh, I didn't get in a car accident. I got in a car scare. My leg is okay though. My leg didn't get affected by the accident. That didn't happen. The scare. My leg is still sore though. I will say I do have. Why am I not pinning this fabric? That's the real question. I have pins now. Scroll down. Katina, Candace, where's the link? Miss, if you look at the description of the video, it's in the description.
Okay,
I love you. Drive safe. Have a good day.
Yep.
Thank you. Anyway, yeah, it's in the description of the video. But anyway, I didn't get in a car accident, and my foot is pretty messed up. Like honestly, it's pretty messed up right now. I took off my boot last night, the one for helping, and helping my ankle, and my ankle's like pretty bruised up. Like it doesn't look great if I'm honest, but it's going to be okay because I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of walking without shoes right now because that was what caused this. So I'm sure you said you had your leg wrapped up. Yeah, I had my leg wrapped up. I had it not from the accident. I just am like, I have tendonitis and I wasn't wearing shoes for a very long time. Well, not a very long time. I stopped wearing shoes when summer came because I enjoy walking around barefoot. But since I'm flat-footed, I'm knock-kneed, my ankles are failing. I have tendonitis in the tendon from my ankle to my knee, and it flares up when I don't have support. So I didn't have support, and then it messed it all up again. But today I'm not wearing it right now. I will put it on in a little while. I need some time airing it out when I'm awake, because it's like when I'm asleep, when I take it off at the end of the day, my foot hurts. Like it's been fine all day, and then I take it off and it's like sore, like it's bruised, which is not super duper, not what I'm looking for if I'm honest. But unrelated to the car, it's just my ankle is annoying, that's all. The car, luckily I didn't get in an accident. I swerved into the turning lane and made a very loud screeching brakes stop noise, which was really scary. And then the rest of the ride home, I took back roads where nobody was on them so that I could not have to worry about killing myself or anyone else, because cars really need to have brakes. It's like super important for cars to be able to stop, and when your car doesn't stop when you're anticipating its ability to stop, it is very frightening. Even if you're not going fast, very frightening. So yeah, basically I just got a big scare. No pain, no hurt, just a big scare. Amanda. Oh, hi, Amanda. I'm a big fan of your dog sweaters, but mine is a miniature schnauzer, so she doesn't like wearing them. I'll just put it on her head and she'll fall on the floor and stay still until you take it off. Thunder used to do that. He used to like be unable to move when I would put a sweater on him. Just keep putting it on her. Or put it on her right before it's time for dinner. That's a really good way around it as well. If you put it on her right before you're gonna feed her, if your schnauzer is like a food fiend. I don't know. Every schnauzer I've ever met has been very food motivated. So if she's food motivated, put it on right before you feed her, and then get so excited about feeding her, and then she'll get distracted enough to have to. maybe. Highway, where is Alex going to? The mechanic he found is, I believe, in Hamilton. Or maybe Dundas? I don't know. There was a reason, or maybe he's going, no, he's going to the Toyota dealership. Wherever the Toyota dealership is. For brakes, he price matched everywhere, and the Toyota dealership was like something like $12 more than like the regular mechanic, but the mechanic at the Toyota dealership, it's like, you know, it's like warranted work. And also just like, I don't know, it just feels like when it's the part of the car that is the most important, for me, the brakes are the most important. It seems like that's one time when I'm comfortable paying the dealership to do it. Like, I'm not going to get an oil change at the dealership, you know what I mean? Because they're going to charge way more for a job that Alex actually knows how to do now. How far does he have to drive? Wow, too bad so far. Yeah, well, the only one around here is far. Good morning, Lori. Nice to see you this morning. My foster pups love sweaters, but my dogs are very dramatic and hate them. I don't know how far it is, honestly, how far he has to drive, but what did he say? I don't even remember what time his appointment is. Your brakes don't work. My brakes fully failed, Scrappy, while I was driving. The crazy thing is, here's the most annoying part about the whole story. Because, like, I'm like, and he's driving, why not get a tow? Because, actually, there is no reason. We totally should have got a tow. Good call. We have CAA, and we're able to get a tow for something like, I don't know, a number of kilometers you get a tow for. Well, the current reason he's driving now, hi Maddie, is because the brakes stopped not working, and now they are on and off, not working, not working, and right now they're working. But when he took it in and got it diagnosed, all four brakes need replacement, and the brake line fluid needs to be drained because it's empty or almost empty. I don't know how that works. I'm not really a car person. Is the car automatic? Automatic. I was not, like, I learned to drive with Alex's parents' manual car because that's what Alex was driving when we started dating, and I didn't like the extra mental, like, time it took me. Like, I couldn't carry on good conversation while driving because you have to be aware of like gears and like moving a stick around. Not for me. I like automatic. So it's automatic. But yeah, the brakes failed when I was driving home from my grandpa's house. The reason why it was annoying, the coincidence that happened, was I was talking to my grandpa right before I left. Like, I was there for like 4.5, 5 hours hanging out and talking with my grandpa. And towards the end of our conversation, he was asking how our car was, and I was saying like, well, I mean, it's an old car. It's not like, it's not going to be fancy or anything. It's rusty. Come back, internet. There we go. That was weird. Anyway, we have 2 feet. We're not meant to worry about 3. True. Agreed, Candace. So anyway, I was talking about the car and being like, well, she goes and she stops and she's really reliable. We call it a her because no reason at all. Her name is Turtle, and she's dark green and ugly, and she's been working for well beyond how long she should be. The brakes haven't even been looked at or touched. Literally, I can't drive a stick because I can't talk while I'm driving a stick. That's the reason. I think that's a reasonable reason. I'm a very talkative person. It's either I'm going to talk while shifting and then stall the car, which has happened, or I will not talk and then I'll just be going crazy on the inside. Okay, anyway, I'm talking to my grandpa about our car. She starts, she stops, she's great. I mean, like, obviously, eventually we're gonna get a new car, or we're gonna get a newer car. We're thinking like 2008, because, like, again, we're not gonna be spending the big bucks on getting a car anytime soon. So I was like, 2008, I just want like some power windows. Ooh, imagine power windows. Because right now we have like the old school manual kind. No problem. I'm just like, that sounds like a very big upgrade for us. Ooh, and maybe having a CD player. or a Bluetooth connection. Our car is too old for those things. The CD player is not functional. We have a clock in there. Alex added a clock, like he went and took it out of another Toyota Corolla at the dump or at the junkyard. I don't know if there's a difference. He went to the place where there's a whole lot of cars and you're allowed to take stuff out of them. Anyway, let me finish Laura, get back to it. So, talking to my grandpa about how good our car is. Well, she's gotten to Nova Scotia a couple of times. She's been to New York a whole bunch of times. She's gotten to Washington all the way from Ontario. Like, she's done a good job for a car that when we bought the car, the mechanic looked at the car and said, this is a good solid Toyota Corolla. If you get a full year out of it, that'll be awesome. And at the time we were in university and we were both like, that's awesome. When we get out of university, we're going to be millionaires. We'll just buy a new one next year. No problem. Obviously, like, that didn't happen. That was 5 years ago. But it's been working like perfectly fine. It had brand new brakes put on it right when we bought it. Or that's what the dealer said. But I don't know. But yeah, it's had very few problems. Like, it's really been a great car. The only thing that's happened is once the muffler fell off. The shocks currently are all the way worn out, so we're basically like dragging ourselves on the ground. Like, if you hit any bump, the muffler hits the ground. And now we have a chip in our windshield. The last time we went to Toronto, a rock hit the windshield. So those are the only things that were ever wrong with it, and it was doing fine. And then after I finished with my grandpa, I got in the car and went home. And we just talked about how useful and perfect the car is, and the brakes failed on the way home. Very scary. Never happened to me before, and I was by myself, which is always fun, dealing with a freak out moment alone. So much fun. So that sucked. But since I was alone, I didn't have time to freak out a whole lot, so I didn't cry or anything. I just and dealt with it, and everybody around me was like looking at me like they hated me, or at least my anxious mind was like, I'm sorry, that was really awful. But like, they didn't know that it's because my brakes failed that it made a huge amount of noise and that I swerved into the turning lane. They just saw me slam on my brakes and swerve into the turning lane. So I'm thinking, everybody's like, oh, this dumb lady wasn't paying attention, probably on her cell phone. But it wasn't. I never am on my cell phone when I'm driving. I don't even take it out of my purse when I'm driving. Like, it stays in my purse on the seat of the passenger side. Like, I am not a distracted driver because I'm already a distracted person. Like, I can't add another distraction in. Talking, one thing. Another thing, farm animals. Like, I can't not slow the car down to at least 40 if I'm passing a farm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very visual person, so I cannot just, Toyota engines will long outlive the body. Well, that's our problem now, Lori, is that the body is really fallen apart. Like, we're almost like Fred Flintstone at this point. Like, she's just a rust bucket. But such a functional rust bucket. And it has heat and AC and a radio. So, like, it's doing all right to me. So either way, file nails, unless in a traffic jam, you can't do lipstick or change the radio dial. You know what? I've been getting really good at just knowing where the radio dial is, and I know where the scan button is, so I don't even have to look down. And I just put my hand out and I put the scan button on. Yeah, Toyota's awesome. I have a 4Runner with almost 300,000. Ours has a lot of 100,000. It has a lot of miles on it, or kilometers. Ours would be kilometers because we would keep it in the kilometers because we're from Canada. Good morning, Elsie, and good morning, Austin. Nice to see you. And Heather, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. Sounds like air in the lines. Katina, that's what somebody else said that in the comments, and Tracy said that as well. And no doubt there's air in the lines, but in addition, there's also it's like metal to metal. The brake pads are like metal now. There's no pad part on it. In the US, if the body's too rusted, it doesn't pass inspection. Well, ours passed inspection the last time it was inspected, which I want to say was last October. But now it doesn't need to be inspected in Canada because our conservative leader was like, cars can drive as long as you can turn them on. Doesn't matter if the emissions are terrible, just drive your car, no problem. Luckily, ours is not actually rusted all the way through, but there is quite a bit of rust like around the tire wells or around the wheel wells. There's no rust on like the front or the top. Like you can't see the rust when you're looking straight at the car or at the car from the back. It's only from the sides and it's only like at the bottoms because salt and Canadian winters. Everyone owns a Volvo. I always laugh at Volvo because if you say Volvo in Russian, like words that end in O are pronounced A, like Kostka instead of Costco. So when you say Volvo, you say Volva, which makes me, I love that. I love the idea that there are just Eastern Europeans purchasing vulvas all over the world. You know what I mean? Makes me laugh anyway. But Alex wants, I honestly, as long as I don't have to like crab walk to get into the car, I don't like low vehicles. Like ours is pretty low. The hand sewing you're doing right now, have you ever done that, or are you crocheting that, or you're crocheting? Oh, absolutely. I'm always doing something when I'm a passenger in the car. Well, I can't say always. Like if it's a short trip, maybe not. But yes, usually as a passenger, I am doing something. Back with food and coffee, awesome. And Candace, but CAA would not let him in the truck with him, so you would have to have a second car to follow the mechanic. Oh, well, good thing that we didn't do it that way then, so luckily, currently, the brakes are acting like they're working. I love the Volvo station wagons. I really don't care about cars at all. Thank you, Dina. This is how I see cars. Like, except like a really dark blue BMW car. Couldn't tell you which one, but there's one that when I see it, I'm like, I like that car. Other than that, for cars for me, it's like there is tiny car, which is like smart car, mini, Fiat, that. Then there's car, which is like Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, like all of those just car. And then there's SUV, which is like big car van. And then there's truck, and then there's van. And then as a separate spot, there's Jeep and Hummer. Like they're in their own category. Jeep and Hummer, and van, truck, SUV, car, and small car. That's what I see. When I see cars, I can go, it's green, and I would call it an SUV. And Alex will go, it's a crossover. And I'm like, ugh. What's a crossover between a van and a truck? That's a SUV. If it's halfway between a truck and a van, it's an SUV. Every time. The only thing that makes it unclear is Jeeps. They are like, what is a Jeep? Are they a car? Are they an SUV? I think they're their own thing, you know? Because they're like different than everything else. It's like a car is more in line with like a T-Rex and like that sort of thing. I think. I don't know. T-Rex the vehicle, not the animal. But anyway, I love the flower in your hair. Thank you, Dina. And Jaguar friends. Oh, very cool. And hold on, let me see. Did you exclaim crumbs? Gosh golly. I think I said, ah! I think that was like a direct quote of what I said when I didn't get in an accident. Does Alex drive extra smoothly for you when you're stitching or crocheting? Like, no, but Alex is a super safe driver. Knock on wood, my love has never had a parking ticket, a speeding ticket, he's never had any reprimand while driving. And he's been driving since he was like 16. Like at this point, you would think that our insurance would be like negligible, but since we live in the country, our insurance company basically said, well, in the country, if you get into an accident, they're more likely to be fatal, so your insurance is still high. And we were like, cool, that's good news. We thought it was going to go down when we came from Toronto because like Toronto is stupid expensive for car insurance because everybody bumps into everybody's car all the time because it's a big city. But here, you would think we have nobody coming around us and we only go out to get like groceries. And our insurance is just about the same as what it was in Toronto, which is very rude. Because in Ottawa, it was like 60 something dollars for our insurance, and here it's like 200 and something. It's just stupid. But anyway, yeah, Alex wants to get, the next car he wants is he used to want to get a Prius, Toyota Prius, Honda Prius, Volkswagen Prius. I think it's a Toyota, right? Prius? Anyway, he wants a 5-door Prius, and I'm like, sure, I want a 5-door car next. That is something that I know I want. I don't really want a trunk. I would like a 5-door vehicle so that we can take it camping and like stay in the vehicle, which would be so cool, because like sleeping in a tent is fine, but like the idea of having like a van and then like taking the seats out, like a Honda Odyssey, ooh! Plus I would love to be driving a big vehicle. I love the idea. I feel safer in a large vehicle. It's not real, but like it feels safer. But a Honda Odyssey, take all the seats out, put a mattress back there. Girl. I love the Prius. It's a Toyota. There we go. Thank you. And Scrappy, Toyota. Very good. I mean, it's nice. I like how it looks. Alex has showed me the kind that he likes. And the only problem is the Prius electrical 5-door one, which is like a hybrid electric car. They're discontinuing it, which is irritating, because our plan was the next car we actually like invest some money in, we wanted it to be an electric vehicle so that we can be like, see, vote with your dollar. Oh, another vote with your dollar thing. Sorry, I'm a little bit ADD right now, but am I sorry? No, that's who I am. But anyway, I do not like the Prius. It's so small. Well, I think no, she doesn't have. I don't know what kind of car. Sorry, I'm thinking in my head. Anyway, I do like how it looks. I do like cars that are hot. Yeah, hatchback to me, hatchback, crossover. We call them 5-door here. I mean, hatchback makes sense as well, but we've just always called it 5-door because it's not got a trunk. It has 5 doors, which I like for all of the farm things that I want to have. I'm from Stockholm and I live in Stockholm now. Cool. We cannot afford to lease a Prius. Well, the other reason why we wanted to do Prius is because Alex wants to drive for like Uber. I don't know why. He's a software engineer. Just like remember this. He's a software engineer. Like he doesn't, but he loves driving. He loves driving and he loves talking to strangers. So he was like, what I would like to do in a perfect world is work my software engineer job like he does now from like 7 to 3 or even less time, like 7 to noon. And then in the evenings from like 8 p.m. to midnight, he wants to drive for Uber. And I'm like, I mean, not right now, obviously, because right now, like, we're in a global pandemic, but like, sure, if that's what he wants to, if that's what makes him feel good, sure, I don't care. But what? Like, why? So he wants to get a vehicle 2008 or newer because you can't drive for Uber if your car is old. So there you go. And I was saying something. Come on, Laura, ADD. Oh yeah, here's some good stuff. Alex and I were talking about how we can support this like movement against police brutality, this movement against towards basically Black Lives Matter and all of the things associated. We were talking about like we don't really have money to donate right now, and we aren't in a location where we can participate in protests. It's not something that's around here. So educating ourselves is one thing, combating it when we see it is another. My platform with you guys is a way that I can consistently be anti-racist. And also, Alex and I were saying, well, Alex gave me this idea, and I think it's a great idea, finding businesses that are funding terrible things and or businesses that are funding great things and just boycott. But also, because I have this platform where I talk to you guys and a lot of other people, I can tell you which companies are doing like bad stuff, which is honestly, it kind of broke my heart when I started researching it because my favorite fast food restaurant is now on our boycott list. So upsetting. So Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, There's one more in that. There's like 4 that are together. KFC, Wendy's. It's always KFC and Taco Bell are together, and Wendy's and there's 4 of them. They donated $440 million, $440,000, $440 million, 440 either thousand or million, too much money. They donated to the 2020 campaign for Cheeto, and I don't like it. So, you're doing good work just by saying bad things are bad. Well, bad things are bad, but also I can do good work by telling you guys about which restaurants are not great. You do realize you're setting yourself up for a slander lawsuit. I mean, prob not. I'm like nobody. And also I'm in Canada. We don't really do lawsuits the same way as in the States. You can't just sue anyone for anything. And slander is not saying a fact. The fact is they donated a whole bunch of money. Like a franchise one, not the mother company. No, okay, I read that too when I was looking for it. Home Depot's off my list, but Lowe's is a good one. And Rona is safe, I believe, which is kind of funny. Rona. But I don't think so, Whisper. I don't think that's slander. But I'm going to be letting you guys know what I find in terms of if they're funding initiatives that I really don't agree with, or if they're funding people that I really don't agree with. Then I can tell you I'm not going to be eating at Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, or I don't have my phone here. There's a 4th one. Because they fund something I definitely don't agree with. I don't want that to happen for another 4 years in the States. So, you know, she talks trash all the time. Doesn't matter, they'll take your channel then. I don't think so, Whisper. I don't think so. I feel like it's free speech for me to say they're terrible for funding terrible things. I don't know. I think it's fine. If it happens, I'll make a new channel. Don't worry about it. And it's not going to happen because I just don't see that happening. I'm like a nobody in the world, but at the same time, my nobodiness can still have an impact. And my impact for myself, because I shop, is my dollar, right? Vote with your dollar. And my dollar is no longer going to my very favorite fast food restaurant. I love Wendy's. It's so tasty. Wendy's is so yummy. But unfortunately, they can't be supported by me anymore. So I'm not going to be supporting Wendy's anymore until, I don't know, they completely undo the damage that they've done. So I'm going to be doing that. Starbucks is safe. Starbucks is safe. Who else is safe? Starbucks is safe, and oh god, I did have a couple of safe ones. Pita Pit is safe, which is good. Most of the ones I found were in the States, which is so frustrating. I don't think it'll happen, but who knows nowadays. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. But again, in Canada, it would be very ineffective for them to come after in Canada. They donated 440, I have to Google it. It's either 440,000 or 440 million. Regardless, it's too much money to the re-election campaign of Cheeto. Wendy's donation to 2020. Let's see what they've got. Oh yeah, Wendy's shows support for Black Lives Matter. Well, yeah, the CEO of Wendy's donated about $400,000 to the re-election campaign of Cheeto. So the only one, which is weird, McDonald's didn't have any donations to anybody. Isn't that weird? You'd think McDonald's would. Oh, Wendy's pledged $500,000 to social justice causes after the backlash. But still, I don't really care. I mean, that's great. Sounds good. But you still, like, I mean, I know they're a conservative company. Like, it's, you can't really separate that part because a lot of people are just like, I'm conservative no matter what. But, nah. Sid, I'm really petty about boycotting. Things like being open on Thanksgiving will get you on my list. For Alex, he's pretty petty about it too. His is like, if you don't serve good nachos, I'm boycotting. So, it's, at least yours is like a relatively okay reason. Like, it's going against, you know, people should have the day off. But for Alex, it's, treats their workers. Yeah, totally. And McDonald's is like modern indentured labor, if you want to not use harsh words. Yeah, McDonald's is definitely problematic, but apparently they don't donate to that. So they're still bad. Also, they're still supporting factories. Like, obviously everything is evil. Every company is evil, unfortunately. But I'm trying to pick things that are not as evil. So basically, unfortunately, a lot of the food companies that I like to eat at are no longer safe. Dairy Queen is safe, which is super good because Dairy Queen has a really good chicken sandwich and I love me a Score Blizzard. I am disappointed because the Frosty is like my favorite summer treat and it's 99-cent Frosty time, but I'm not going to be eating at Wendy's. I'm not going to spend my money in places where I feel harm is being done. That's a great way to go, Alex. Yeah, he's very specific about his nachos. For me, I only boycott up until this point. I've only boycotted places that I've had really poor experiences, customer service wise. Like I really don't appreciate when companies have treated me less than because was young. Like if I come into a store and I'm there to buy something, like treating me with disrespect is very frustrating to me. And seeing other people treated with disrespect really bugs me. And places that I know like scam people, like certain phone companies, I know that they'll, if somebody's credit is approved, they'll try and get them a few extra things and, certain things like that I don't like. But I haven't boycotted things like this before, and it's a lot of things. But I am going to make a list. And I think I'll post it on the Discord and maybe also on like my website or something like that. So it's like my voice is doing something good. Like it won't be like, don't go here because I don't like it. It'll be like, hey, if you promote the ones that do good, you automatically shut out the bad ones. Yeah, well, I want to actively shut out the bad ones. I want people to know what they're buying into because I didn't know what I was buying into. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't. Who researches the fast food company they eat at unless they're checking for like calories or something? But it would make a difference if you knew where their money was going, or it might. You should go to Done Good. Okay, I will. If they've already got an exhaustive list, perfect. But yeah, I want to do a list so that you guys can see what I found. You don't have to do it, but I am going to make it available so that if you want to support the things. I get the reason you want to announce your boycotts, but do realize when you are in Canada, YouTube's American, you can announce boycotts. Boycotts aren't illegal. Boycotts aren't a problem. I understand where you're coming from. You're just trying to keep me safe, but boycotts aren't a bad thing. They're not a thing that you can get in trouble for doing. Boycotting is like a right. It's like I have the right to spend my dollar where I want, and I have the right to tell you why I'm not spending my dollar elsewhere. No? Does anyone have any more information on that they know? Like, Whisper, I see where you're coming from, and I understand that you're, again, trying to, like, protect me from myself if I'm doing something that is going to get me in trouble, but I don't think boycotting is... I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a... Like, if I was making false claims, maybe. Like, if I was saying I'm boycotting them because they do this to people that they don't do to, sure. But if I'm boycotting them based on, like, numbers that are available online, which is what's happening, I don't know. It just doesn't seem realistic that there's any argument on their side. And I agree that YouTube is in the US, but I don't know, like the laws that are in the US don't apply to Canada, even with YouTube, like the certain laws. I know the age one still matters, but I just don't, that's what we do. So I'm in America, and that's what we do, so I don't know. What's what you do? You boycott things? Yeah, I'm in Canada, and you can boycott things however you want. That would be something for you to look up in your terms of agreement. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it's definitely not in the terms of agreement for surezies. Also, a lot of companies in the States look at boycotts as cute and useless. Like, Disney's not losing their crap over so many of us telling everyone and our mom they're trash. Well, yeah, there you go. I am going to look it up, though. I'll get a little bit more information just to to cover the bases, but currently it is my feeling that it's not going to be an issue. But feelings are not facts, so I will find the facts, because I mean, I really like you guys and I like being able to connect with you on this channel, so that would be risky. But the Discord's safe. So if for some reason it's not allowed here, which again, I can't see it. I can't see it being a thing. But if for some reason that is the case, then I will do all of the things that I said just on the Discord. Because Discord is a free place. Oh, sorry, somebody asked what I was making or what I was doing. Amanda, I'm fixing Alex's pants. He has a hole in like it's not quite the crotch, it's like the front underneath where the zipper is. I guess I would still call it the crotch, but it's not like, he just has a random hole. I won't boycott Disney. They can be trash, I still love them. And that is your right. They generally won't care until they actually see a change, see it affect their profits. Absolutely. Profits is everything. Money is what makes the world go round. It's a small world after all. But anyway, that's my plan. That's the plan at this point. Assuming everything is allowed. I mean, I didn't even think of it not being allowed, to be honest, so good, I'll check it. But at this point, my plan is, that's how I am going to, I guess, feel my own power in this situation, because I've been feeling kind of powerless. Like, educating myself, great, but like, it doesn't make me feel like I'm helping. Not that, like, ugh, that sounds so weird. But I feel like, I don't know, having like a position like that, being like, this is what I'm doing, and being able to like announce a way that I'm helping feels like more helpful for me. Frida, knitters on Ravelry boycotted the Olympics when they said we couldn't use the name Ravelrympics. Well, good thing you didn't use that one, because what? Ravelrympics? That does not sound easy. Then they realized we were 4 million people, and then they were a bit regretful. Right? All it would have done is added promotion. People would be like, why is it called Ravelrympics? But you know, what are your thoughts on hand-dyed yarn and them being so expensive? I have mixed feelings on it, because as somebody who dyes yarn, I understand how many hours of work go into it. And like, it's a lot of time, and yarn's expensive for the dyer as well. Like, even if you're getting like a really good deal, you're still paying, let's say, $6 to $10 for a skein of yarn, and that's if you're buying in bulk, right? Also, Scrappy, good call, promote Black artists on your IG. My biggest boycotts are H&M and the milk company Arla. I don't have that milk company here, but H&M, I see it. But at the same time, Amanda, so I understand where the price comes from, and I absolutely, like, I charged that much for my hand-dyed yarn because it's the only way to make a profit. But it's really hard to justify buying a sweater weight worth of yarn at like 40 bucks a hank. I get that, because you're gonna end up having like a $250, $300 sweater, you know what I mean? So I get that it's expensive, but it's kind of like, I feel like there's a novelty to it. Like, that's why people purchase it for that much, because there's the novelty of no one else has this colorway, you know? Versus like going and getting a red heart ball of yarn. If you make a sweater, there is someone else who's gonna have that sweater. Whereas if you get it from a hand-dyed, like an artist who made it, then I feel like you're gonna end up with something more unique. So I feel like, yeah, if you did it as one hank, it's gonna be a pricey endeavor. But even if you do it for a cheap amount, like when I do it, if I have a $6 hank of wool and I'm dyeing it with walnuts I collected, with iron that I made from rusty things that I found, sure, it's basically $6 to make. But it took 3 days, and I had to collect walnuts for 6 weeks leading up to it and ferment it, and like, it's a lot of you're paying for the hours of work. I don't think you're paying for the actual cost of product. I think you're paying for work when you're buying hand-dyed yarn. So if you look at it that way, if you're paying for work and you're only paying for, like, when you buy a hand-dyed yarn, there's not usually 1,000 of them available. There's only like a few, you know? So yeah, as much as I understand the budgetary problem with it, like I can't afford to buy hand dyed yarn as a regular thing. That's not something that's in my budget at all because it's expensive. But it's expensive because it's hand dyed, you know? Like you can buy wool for cheaper, but it's not going to be the same color or like energy, you know? Same as a piece of art. Exactly, Candace. It's like you're buying art. Think of it that way. So there's that. And go and buy a hank of undyed and the dye materials and see what comes to. Pretty much, yeah. It's always the hours of work. Yeah, so it's art. You're paying for a piece of art. That's what I would, that makes sense. Scrappy, not trying to diminish you trying to get the word out on who's giving their money where, but you do need to do an actual deep dive because a lot of those are rumors. Okay, I will. I accept that, and I will. I'll link an article from Business Insider that proved these CEOs did not donate, just to make sure you have the proof to back up the reasons you boycott. Good call. Thank you, Scrappy, and I will. I'll look at them, and I'll look for deeper evidences. Maybe what I'll do is with my list, because I have a list going in a Google Doc, maybe with my list I will link the articles that I found that support it. Obviously now I'm going to have to look for articles that disprove it at the same time, which is what you're supposed to do when you're in university, and I know that. I just didn't because I was all hyped up on feeling good about myself for that. But I appreciate that you mentioned it because it's something I shouldn't overlook. So you're right. What I'll do is I'll link in my boycott list, I will link where I got my information. Oh, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. I didn't even say hi. I saw you. I was just in the middle of a train of thought. Good morning. So I hope you're having an awesome morning. Welcome. So, yeah, because I do not want to give money to companies that do not support the things I believe in. Agreed. Dina. Thank you for answering for me, Dina. Perfect. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good idea. And I will also whisper, I will do the legalities check. I don't want to get in trouble. But I do want to vote with my dollar and tell you guys how I'm doing it. Okay, so Alex's pants are now mended. They will literally never rip ever again because I have put so many stitches in here. That's why I'm more into promoting the companies that are doing good and want to promote I know people of color. Black and Indigenous people of color. Thank you. I was like, B-I, what's the I again? Shona, yay! So yeah, I won't wish my whining on anyone, so I'm here. Hold on, so I'm here today, yay me. Yay! Well, you can come here even when you are not yay. Wow, words are sometimes hard. Sorry, Laura, I thought she meant all of us. No, Dina, I was just joking, absolutely. Boo, boo from all of us. But Nikki, you're welcome here no matter how you arrive. Everybody's welcome here. Well, everybody who's, like, nice. Don't come here if you're mean. I'm not interested. Nice to see you again here, Nikki. Absolutely, isn't it, though? Okay, let me show you this patch so that you can see what it looks like. Anyway, Scrappy and Whisper agreed I'll do a little bit more research before I start promoting my shopping choices. But yeah, I do think that is a way that I can use my research skills for good. Do some researching. I do love a good research. Although I like researching like articles, like researching, not articles like newspaper articles like journals, like scientific journals. I do love those. Like on JSTOR. For someone who like was so excited to get out of university, there's a lot of parts of university that I like actually enjoyed. How are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. I am mending some pants, which is great, and today I'm planning on doing some filming. Still waiting on a reply from the university, the museum lady, the curator of the museum. I'm waiting on a reply from that, and from there I will be filming like scripted portions. I can film the non-scripted portions without her input, but I want her input for the parts that are scripted. I wrote out my scripts for the first 3 videos. I'm waiting on her approval for those so that I can film with my scripts. Otherwise, I can film like B-roll and all those other things. So do I, Laura. Awesome. This is completely unrelated, but what languages do you know? English and some words in Russian, and I can manage in French. I can function in French. I would prefer not to. English is my easiest, but I can function in French if I need to, and Russian, I can very basic Russian. We speak English and bad English, exactly, pretty much. Also, good morning, Annette. Nice to have you here. I love y'all too. Just had a weird high pain 3 days. Sorry. Okay, done whining about me. No, it's not whining. Glad to see you're live, Laura and everyone. I'm glad that you're here while we're live. And also, I'm sorry that you've been in pain, but also I'm glad you're here and I'm glad it's less, hopefully less today. I'm gonna show you the little mending job I did. So there was like a hole here, and I know you can see the stitches, but you can't see it when it's on. And then now there's a little patch of just cotton fabric in the back so that when he's wearing it, it's extra secure there. You definitely can't see it from far away. So now he'll be happy. He will have his pants. He left them on my chair like 2 days ago, and then yesterday he was like, hey, you didn't happen to have a chance to fix my pants, did you? And I was like, oh, he actually wanted me to, because sometimes he's like, he's doing it because like he knows that I like doing it, but like he actually wants these pants fixed, which is super, because now they're fixed. I'm at English, some Spanish, and a couple of words in Russian and German. And Teresa, there we go. As a matter of fact, I bought something without doing more research yesterday, and I'm meh about it, and my husband was like, you the queen of research bought that without researching it first? Weird. I hope he said queen in all caps. When do I do lives? Amanda, I do lives every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time until 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and then again in the afternoons from 4 p.m. Eastern time until 6 p.m. Eastern time. Oh my goodness, these irises actually smell really nice. I didn't realize irises had a smell because I've never brought them inside. My mom always had irises in the garden growing up and currently, but 1, 2, 3, but yeah, they smell really sweet and like fruity, maybe? I can cuss horribly well in Spanish and well in English too. That's funny. I can curse in Lithuanian. 1, 2. My dad is Lithuanian. Well, my dad's Canadian. My dad's parents are Lithuanian, or they were. And so the only words that I would hear out of my dad, because he's like born in Canada, were curse words in Lithuanian. He can speak Lithuanian, obviously. He only spoke it with his parents, but like he didn't have a reason to speak it at home, so it's not something that I can speak. My older sister and brother, they went to Lithuanian school when we were little, like on weekends, you know, like on Sundays after church, we would go to Lithuanian school. I have no memory. Apparently I went, but I have no memory of Lithuanian school. But my sister and my brother can say a few more phrases than I can, but I can pretty much just exclusively swear. Are you asking all of us or Laura? And he did good. I'm glad he did. Hold on, 1 there. So yeah, if we're talking about what languages I can curse in, English, French, Russian, and Lithuanian. Which languages I can actually speak, English and French. And my French is like I could speak simple French. Like I can get by if I need to. It's not like I'm gonna have like a really intelligent conversation, you know, but I can handle it. Alex is doing really well in French. He's been taking French classes through his work, and he's on like the 3rd level, and they're doing like pretty high level stuff now. Like when I hear him talk, if you guys heard him at the beginning, when he was learning like words, it was like comical. Like it made you smile. Like, oh, he's so cute, trying his best. He can like do full phrases. Like he can have a conversation with his French teacher. It's so cool. Cause like I know he's good at school, but like he's really good at school. I wish I was like that good at learning stuff. He's like so quick to learn things. Anyway. I should brush my French up. Everybody needs to have their second language, right? Catherine. Hi, Catherine from Malta. Welcome back. And Amanda, anyone. For myself, if my mom is Brazilian, so I know Portuguese, and my dad is Swedish, so I know Swedish, and I can speak English from going to an international school, and I'm learning French. Pretty varied. Yeah, that's all over the place. Alex, he wants to learn, what is his next language? He wants to learn Mandarin next. He was planning on learning Mandarin like now, but then he had to get French in because you get better jobs in the government if you have French. So he can get promoted more easily with a French certification. So that's why he's getting the French. His intention was to start Mandarin, but now he's like, well, I guess French will be for the rest of my 30s, and then I'll do Mandarin in my 40s. So Mandarin is what is on Alex's list. I'm sure when he ends up doing that, we'll do some kind of like class together. I think that'll be fun. Because like I really enjoyed learning Russian. It's a whole new alphabet. So I hope that I would enjoy learning Mandarin. And hold on. I just watched a video of a Karen getting slapped for harassing someone. She was telling her, oh God. She was here first. What are you doing? That video was awesome. I'm excited to, actually I'm not. I think that right now I need to not watch any of those types of things currently. Like I'm not trying to like avoid the news or anything, but I'm trying to avoid the news. Like I'm keeping myself informed, but I'm trying not to get too sucked in right now. What?
What?
Why are you here? Oh, they got you home.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much was a cab home?
$30.
Ew.
Yeah.
How did they pay for it?
They have an account.
What? That's awesome.
With a taxi company? Because I think the taxis drive Toyotas.
Ha! That's funny. Cool. When is it going to be done?
Before 5.
That's awesome. Cool. The car is now in the shop and Alex is home. I guess I just forgot that they were going to drive him home. I laughed so hard when she was like, oh God. Nikki, the people that this has brought out of the woodwork, it is bizarre, isn't it? I love Mandarin. I learned a tiny bit when I went to Taiwan. Oh, cool. That's cool. Yeah, Alex wants to learn Mandarin and I support it. I'll learn it with him for fun, not for function. It'll just be, I will never be good at it. I can already say that now. It's just not going to be a dominant language for me. I can just already tell. It's very complicated looking. But I'll learn it for funsies. So what's everybody else going to be doing today? My plan for today is to set up my filming station downstairs and hopefully get the first parts of my new natural dye video coming out to get it filmed. And that's going to be my onion skins video. Hopefully that will be a today thing. I think I'm just going to film it without the feedback of the museum lady, and then I'll just do voiceovers if she has any edits, because I do need to get it done. It's due next Monday. I can't really wait much longer for her to give any corrections. So I think I'll just do that, because it's going to be really hot today, but it's nice and cool down in my basement kitchen. So I think that'll be a good idea. I might do a couple other colors just for fun, because it's like a whole process to dye yarn, so I can just, you know, do the whole process. Going to the ocean on the motorcycle. Oh, cool, Lori. That's awesome. That'll be fun. How far is the ocean? And Lori, that sounds amazing. I agree. Get an order wound up and ready for shipping when I send Marco off to work. Oh, that's awesome. That's good productive work. After you take a pic of the size chart. Yes, but my phone's plugged in right now, Candace, so I have to write it on my hand because my phone is plugged in and I'll forget. Size chart on Discord. There, I'll do that. It's going to be scrappy. It sounds like it's going to be. Just twisted up 20 hanks. Ugh, that's fun. It's probably beautiful, but it's like fun for the first 3, you know? Same in Texas, Teresa. I really tee folks off when I respond that way. Hold on. Yep. Sorry, I was just catching up on that. Doing a bunch of laundry. I have so much laundry to do too. I've been avoiding it. Dina, knitting, crocheting, relaxing, and hopefully some tidying up. Awesome. Your wrists must be sore, right? Well, you know what I use is 2 big fat knitting needles. I don't have them near me. Big fat, like the ones that are like an inch across and they're like this long. I put one of those in my hands up at the top, and then one, like, I put my feet over it at the bottom, and the hank is wrapped around, and then I can twist it, and it's like super nice and even. I just saw the pic of Whispers yarn. Gorgeous! It's simply gorgeous. I want to bike to the ocean. How far is the ocean for you, Nikki? The ocean for me is probably not quite 18 hours away, but it's pretty far.
Well, the lake goes right into the ocean, and that's close.
Okay, that's true. But like, how about like to be beside the ocean?
About 8 hours.
8 hours? Okay. Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, 8 hours. I was about to ask Scrappy if they are beautiful. Well, you knew they were. Your yarns are always pretty. Resting as I can. Good. Do some resting. It's good for you. Your body needs it for sure. And getting work done, Sid, right? Yeah, Whispers being productive for all of us. She's covering all of the productivity the gaps that I leave. Whisper is filling them. Look at this. Isn't this starting to look good? That's going to be such a cute little vest. I feel like I need to put like a white flower on it. It's going to look cute. We don't have an ocean. We've got the North Sea and a channel. Oh, over 1,000 miles going east or west, and the Gulf of Mexico is like 10 hours. So it'll take a little while. Scrappy, I used to live 1 mile from the beach. Oh, that must have been nice. Did you go there all the time? 1, 2. When we lived in Toronto, we would just go for walks to the lake, like every day or every other day. I loved that, living right by the lake. But I guess that's like me with the forest now. Like, I go there very often because it's right there. I'm 2 minutes from my lake and about 40 minutes from the sea. I want to call it the sea. We call it the ocean. I feel like, but is it not a sea? It's the Atlantic Ocean. Could you call it the Atlantic Sea, or is a sea a smaller thing than an ocean? I don't know geography. Sadie sent out the HP fabric, so I got even more packages coming in. Ooh, that's awesome. I don't have any packages right now coming. I have not ordered anything online since I got my Knit Picks yarn and my Knit Picks yarn, and what else did I order? A bunch of Amazon things a couple of weeks ago. And then I got a lovely package from Crystal. Otherwise, I have no new planned mail, which is good for packaging, but also we are having campfires at night now, so no, you are at the ocean. Fair. Laura, the sea. Oh, it is a sea? Okay, well, it's a separate thing then, fine. I watched a video about concrete boats being on an English, hold on, to stop erosion. Huh. That's interesting. I feel like here we have a lot of erosion, and they do like planting, like they plant things for the soil erosion here. I wonder if they do that by the ocean. Crocheting, all the way. Amanda, I'm a crochet person. I am not a strong knitter. I mean, like, I can do a knit stitch and I can do a purl stitch, but that's like, it's slow. It's a slow thing. Oh, on the English channel. Thank you, Nikki. I was like filling it in my head, and I'm like, that's what she means, right? Yeah, the English channel. They're putting it in the channel, or they're putting it like against the edge. Did they park it, or are they just having it in the channel? going up and down it. Weird, but hey, if it works. Bye, Maddie. Have a good rest of your night and have a good sleep. We'll see you later. But yeah, I'm not a knitter, unfortunately. Not yet. Tina, neither. I'm waiting for vitamins and sunscreen and more bra supplies. I have the fabric for a new pattern. It's light yellow jersey with fruit on it. I love fruit patterns. I love fruit patterns and flower patterns. Oh, I can't wait until Poppy lays her freaking egg. If she lays her egg, I'm going to be very happy if there's an egg when I go out there. There better be, because if she's just like been hanging out in there and not laying her egg, I'm going to be like feeling bad for her because she's all cooped up, literally like cooped because it's a chicken. But I'm hoping. What do you guys think for eggs today? How many are we going to get? We've got 7 chickens in the yard. The white birds, the new ones, there's 4 new ones. When did we get the white ones, Alex?
Friday.
When did we get the white birds? Friday? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We've had them now 3 days. Today is their 4th full day. We got them, actually I can count Friday because we got them early, like right after the stream. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today is their 5th day here, Tuesday. I'm expecting at least one of them to lay an egg today. They've had 5 days to chill. So my guess is Clover will lay an egg. She lays an egg every day because she's the best. Diane should lay an egg because she didn't lay an egg yesterday or the day before. Could be because she was stressed because all of her new friends. But I'm expecting 2. Poppy, I'm hoping she lays an egg and I can catch it. So 3. I'm expecting and hopeful for 4 eggs today. 7 chickens, I think 4 eggs. But Alex and I were betting yesterday and we only got 1 egg. So yesterday 1 egg, which to me means today there should be more, because if they held out yesterday, there's a better, like every day that we don't have one means the next day there's a way higher chance, you know, because they don't take a lot of days off. So yeah, I'm thinking 4 eggs. You think 5, Candace? Well, I'll let you know at the, will you be selling your eggs? Unclear, Scrappy. If they could start producing more than I eat, then yeah, I happily. My parents want to buy eggs from us, so that would be ideal if like we could just sell them to like my parents and my sister. Obviously, like I would be happily giving them away, but they asked, so they can buy them. And also neighbors who live in the area for sure. I would love to do that if they made enough, but right now they're just making enough for Alex and I to have eggs like every couple of days. So it's not a big deal because I'm not like an egg fiend or anything, but like in an ideal world, if we were getting like 6 eggs a day, I wouldn't be eating 6 eggs a day, you know? Been there when I was a kid. Hold on. Whisper, I'm close to Gothenburg, so the west. Okay, and oh, been there when I was a kid. That's cool. You think 5 is also, Dina? Amanda, yes, definitely. I remember learning to knit a cat. That's cool. You could knit in 3D? No, not for me. Scrappy, what's your bet for eggs? What do you think? What do the rest of you guys think? Frida, Whisper. Oh, Amanda. Nikki, what are your guesses for eggs? Dina and Candace have guessed 5. My guess is 4. Yeah, I meant eventually. Yeah, eventually, yeah, Scrappy, that would be like a good situation because I don't want to be like hoarding eggs and I don't want to be having fewer chickens. I like the number of chickens we have, but also I would like for them to lay eggs all the time and me sell them to people. Yeah. Organic, locally grown, farm fresh eggs. You know what I would actually really like to do would be to sell them for the same price that like that store-bought eggs are, because when you come out to the country, it's like $6 a dozen to buy eggs like from a farmer here. Like if you just go somewhere, it's like $6 for that dozen. And I get that, I understand that, but I kind of like the idea of charging the same amount that it costs in the store and not doing it as a business venture, but rather doing it like I know that I wouldn't have had access to these eggs because they would have been out of my price range. Do you know what I mean? So to make them accessible to someone where it's out of their price range, I don't know how you would find that, but you know, does that make sense? It's 2 squares that got folded into a cat and stuffed. Oh, okay. So Well done. You made 2 dishcloths and it turned into a cat, but still cool. Okay, let's see. Nikki says 6. Okay, Nikki, you're the highest guess. Katina, you're with 3. I did 4, right? Scrappy says 3, and Amanda 5. Okay, so the most number is 5. Everybody, the most number of people thinks 5. Whisper, what do you think? And we traveled through, oh, your travels. That's awesome. 4 weeks with a camper. That would be, in Finland, probably pretty fun. Do you want me to save you my egg cartons? Candace, yeah, if you don't mind. Candace, is there something that I could be doing for you? Because it seems like you're saving a whole bunch of like random items for me. What can I do in exchange? Maybe I can trade you like bouquets of flowers because like this garden is just all summer making flowers. If that's something that you like, you can have bouquets of flowers. What else do I have? House plants. Vegetables. Come the summertime, I'll have vegetables to trade you. But I want to be able to trade you for it. I want to like have it be an exchange. I want us both to benefit. These flowers smell so nice. Renting a camper's so expensive though because they're all luxurious. Right? I'm like, just give me a big van and take out the seats. Okay, Frida 5, Whisper 5. All right. So we shall see. I still think I'm thinking 4. Or what are we guessing eggs? Oh, for what are we're guessing how many eggs the chickens are gonna lay. I have 7 chickens, 4 of which we have now had for 4 full days, and the other 3 which have been around for a little while. I do that with lip balm, Sid says. Everyone else sells DIY lip balm for 3 to 6, right? Because it's homemade and whatnot. I sell mine for $1 and that's with a 50% markup. Well, but then, right? People have access to it that wouldn't otherwise. Giving folks access to something they can't otherwise afford. That's wonderful. I like the idea because I feel like when I was in university, if I could have bought eggs for the price that I regularly buy them, but they could be organic, like farm fresh, blah, 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 I would have been like, this is amazing. So I don't know how to find, I'm sure that I have like a family member who has a friend who has a friend. You know what I mean? Like, I think I could probably do it that way. Oh, Candace, I can trade you eggs. Hello. No, I'm good. Grow me a good tomato. Well, I'm growing like 8 different varieties of tomato, Candace, so you can come and have your pick. We've got cherry tomatoes, Sweet Million, which are like very small cherry tomatoes, the pear-shaped yellow ones, which I don't like, but my mom gave me a plant, so I was like, I planted it and then saw the little thing that's labeling it, and I'm like, oh, I don't like those ones. Pear-shaped yellow ones, the cherry sized, that's my little ones. And then I have cocktail-sized tomatoes. I have 2 different varieties, and that's the ones that are like this big. And then I have 3 different varieties of Roma, and then I have, hold on, how many am I at now? That's 3 cherries, 3 cocktail, 3 Roma. I have more than 9 because I have like 4 different kinds of beefsteak. So I have 13 different varieties of tomatoes. That's quite a few. So I have like 15 plants, but 13 varieties of tomatoes. So there will be many a tomato. I took out the sitting area and now I have 2 double beds in there. Awesome. And we have a table and chairs for the tent attached to it. That's awesome. That would be really fun. We're thinking about getting a suitably crappy camper in 10 years and go driving. Yeah, again, give me a minivan, let me empty out the seats and put a mattress in there and we'll be good to go. We usually go to Brazil in the summer, but now we're going to have a glamorous camping tent trip with our miniature schnauzer. Oh God, miniature schnauzers are so cute. That's my next, like, if the world is perfect, some person will, honestly, the only way that makes me feel okay about the fact that a dog ends up in a shelter is like the person died, you know? Like, I don't like the idea that somebody could give up a dog. It just never sits well with me. Like, obviously there are circumstances and whatever, I'm not judging. But I like the idea of getting like an old dog, like at least 8 years old, because their owner passed away. Because then I'm like, I don't know. That's, every time that I see like old chihuahuas available for adoption, it's always because the owner like moved into an like long-term care or passed away, and I'm here to adopt those dogs. But I want a miniature schnauzer. Like, seriously want a miniature schnauzer. I'll take any color miniature schnauzer. Ideally, it would be a salt and pepper gray one. Oh, so cute. But honestly, any color would be perfect. They're such a cute dog. I love making spaghetti sauce with fresh grown tomatoes. Scrappy, if you lived closer, I would be giving you fresh tomatoes. Frida Amanda, sounds fun. My husband's parents lived in Sao Paulo for a few years for work, which was great since he moved to me and I moved in with him. We were about 18, 20. Ooh, early. I can't wait to can some tomatoes this year. I don't know how, but I've seen my mom do it a lot of times. Also, it's 9:30, so I'm gonna go. I'm going to go turn on the hot water for tea first, and then I'm going to go get my phone and take a picture of the size chart. And then I'm going to go outside and check if Poppy laid an egg, and I will let you know. I'll keep you posted. In the afternoon when we do the stream at 4 p.m., I'll let you know how many eggs we got. So, I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for complimenting me on my dress. And, oh, a salt and pepper. They're so cute. Does she have eyebrows that are extra cute? I love them so much. They're so, oh, I just want to grab their little mustaches. You're very lucky for having an adorable little schnauzer. Someday I'll have an adorable little schnauzer. Or like one with 3 legs and 1 eye. It doesn't really matter. It'll be a schnauzer. It'll make me happy. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for coming. Please like the video if you've got a minute. Oh, really, Scrappy? That sucks. But also, good that you got her. Night all. Well, night for me. Be kind, drink water, and come back at 4. Yes, be kind, drink water. I'm going to check on the sweet and sour chicken. Sounds good. Have a terrific and blessed Tuesday. You as well, Nikki. Toodles. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye, Nancy. Have a great day. See you at 4 p.m. for some more crochet work on our vest. And, right, Candace? They're very cute dogs. Anyway, I'll see you later. Like the video. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Join Patreon, all those things, you know. Thank you to my June patrons, Crystal, Susan, Lori, Teresa, Abigail, Barbara, and Anna. And I'll see you at 4.